Well, the killing of George Floyd last Monday was, of course, a tipping point, but we cannot reiterate enough. It is one backed by generations upon generations of racism, discrimination, and violence. And this morning, during that press conference that we've been playing snippets of, the one in City Hall, Portland's director of the Office of Equity and Human Rights, Dr. Markisha Smith, made the point much better than I ever could.
Black folks in this country are suffocating, literally, as many have taken their last breath at the hands of police brutality, and metaphorically, as a community who is struggling under the weight of racism. The events that have transpired over the past few days and nights highlight the reality that the COVID-19 pandemic has not erased the reality that racism still exists. White supremacy and white supremacists are not following a stay-at-home order. Racism hasn't been quarantined. We don't have drive-through locations to test for racism. It simply shows up in overt and covert ways. And while we anxiously await a vaccination to protect against the coronavirus, we are not looking for a vaccination for racism because that would mean removing power and privilege, acknowledging the hate that people carry in the very fabric of their souls for Black folks. As protesters have organized in cities across this country, including right here in the city of Portland, it is painfully clear that Black folks are tired and that empty words and promises for justice and reform are no longer enough. The Black community is demanding action. And while the vast majority of the Black community would not condone violence and looting, the reality is that when over 400 years of oppression continue to play out in our communities, there is a tipping point.
All right, Dr. Smith clearly knowing her history there, and she had a lot more to say, so we will be playing a lot more of her remarks throughout this show. You'll see that coming. Because we believe, have a responsibility to keep elevating voices of Black leaders and leaders of color in our community, and because it's incumbent upon the rest of us now more than ever to listen and to do better.